Okay. Move this back over here. It's 8:04. I'm about to finish this up, and currently I'm taking these new things I'm making, putting them back on their own layer so that I can like not get confused, because the smaller an object is in an illustration, like the easier it can just kind of, I don't know, get really frustrating to deal with, especially if like other parts of the illustration are not grouped. I'm kind of doing these lights in a fashion of the way I do flowers as well. It kind of can be a fun motif to carry on to new subjects, you know. And just like having those like I don't know, leaf-like edges is fun. And let's see. And normally in a portrait, it's also good to plan where you're going to put the name, if you are going to put the name. I know most people prefer that you do, just because it highly personalizes it. And I think like maybe this could be a good place. And sometimes I take a look at an illustration and I'm like, okay, I get feedback from the actual my client, and realize, you know, the name or anything would be better elsewhere, you know. And so I do rely on my clients to kind of give me feedback occasionally, just like any artists commissioning things. It's good to have a nice working relationship with your client so that they are satisfied with your work, you know, because clearly they enjoy your work, but it's different when they are personally satisfied with what you've done for them. Okay. I think her name was Bella. Just gonna, oh, Liberty Bell. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of have fun with this name first. Again, sorry I have so many things going on this. This is kind of like my master worksheet of where I do random illustrations, and so there you go. For names, I kind of like to use the pen tool, and then just like organically have a little fun with the name, and then play around with it. So, all right, it's Liberty. All right. They're on different freaking layers. Okay. That's the thing about layers. That could be annoying sometimes. So I like to use short keys. Once again, I use a lot of short keys. So the short key for pushing something behind something else is Shift Command and then the back bracket. All right, so I like the edginess of edges. So I'm kind of just gonna go with it and like have some fun. Of Liberty. Liberty. Man, sometimes when you get to doing different things, other things pop into your head that you forgot to do during the day. But you can see that the width of these letters is not really that similar, so I kind of just play around with it to get them a little bit more close to the same width, you know. And let's see here. I know, sometimes it can be fun to also play with the sizes and not do like a typical like something super typical. And I don't know, I'm thinking maybe no. Nope. Then it's kind of, and I'm going to just copy this piece down here. And the way I do that is with using the selector with the Option and Command, and it has a little plus sign. You can copy it, which is fun to know. I don't really like shapes that are too jagged. I like that retro look of having something fat on one side and skinny on the other. Just like alternating that, which can be fun. All right, again, I'm just gonna copy and paste. All right. Finishing that. Then also I use the Pathfinder tool to, break holes in things and interact shapes with each other and all of that stuff. And sometimes I will mix a little bit of pen and brush just for a different look. But I don't know, I'm also just having some experimental fun here too. erase that and just do like a more, why is this like this? Rectangle tool. What is it doing that for? Not really sure why it's doing that. Might have been from earlier. Oh, okay. I'm in the perspective tool, which honestly I'm not that privy to. I don't really understand. I mean, I just don't really use digital perspective tools very much. All right, let's see if I can get out of there somehow. I may just do it by sight and not worry about it. All right, I'm going to save this. I'm going to finish this portrait up and then just kind of end it and then say next week we're going to work on doing some patterns. And maybe I might work a little bit on my map just because that's really fun to do. All right, I'm going to use my pen tool. Kind of just eye it. Push it to the back. Group that. And then fit it in there. And you know, that's kind of I don't know if that's the best way to do it, or the best color even. But I like to use a color from the actual composition in the name so that it kind of ties it in together and makes it more I don't know. It just pulls in and unifies the composition a little bit more. And I'm going to do this kind of like I do flowers, where I just kind of like alternate colors. And okay, I'm going to ungroup that, even though obviously it can be frustrating. But for this purpose, I really need it to be ungrouped. You know, I'll just like alternate a little bit. And yeah, I don't know if I love this, but I'm going to play around with it some more offline. And I think I'm just going to call it a night as far as live streaming. And I just want to thank you for joining me and hope everyone has a good night. Happy Thursday. All right. Bye. I actually really want to disconnect this and do I stop this? I hope that ended it.